Hi friends, this is Santu. In this video I am going to show you how to create simple mapping in Informatica, and in this video I also show you how to use source qualifier and expression transformation. So for this demonstration, in my Oracle database I have created two tables. One is source table. The format of the source table is like this. There is a customer table. Their first name, last name are two different columns, and there is one order amount is there. Now we have to convert this data in this format. There will be customer ID, full name means first name, then place, then last name, and order amount will be look like this dollar symbol and this, then the value. So we are going to implement this through our mapping. So first we have to, if you want to see current data in these tables are this is our source table, and this is our target table which has no data. So to implement this, first we have to create a source. Go to source, input from database, is name customer. Click OK. Source has been created. Save it, Ctrl S, then go to target designer, create the target, put from database, and then provide the password, expand this, and select the target table. Save it. So source and target has been created. Now go to mapping designer. Now expand the source and targets. First of all, give a mapping name and underscore train 1. Click OK. So when you drag a source, then automatically source qualifier also created, because source qualifier is one of the mandatory expression transformation we have to use in mappings. Now drag and drop the target. Now go to transformation, click create, select expression transformation, and here give a meaningful name. Click create. So expression has been created. Now drag and drop required fields in this expression. Customer ID for last name, first name, then order amount, select these three, or you can take all the columns here, as we need only these four columns, so no need to bring others. This is in performance tuning, this will help us, because if we select more columns, then CPU will be used more. Now double click on expression transformation, go to ports. Here we have customer ID, last name, first name, order ID. Their data type are there. You can manually change those if required, otherwise leave it as it is. Now these three type of ports are there: input, output, and variable port. Now as customer ID, this is a input because it is coming from source and going to the target, so this is input and output, both will be selected. Last name and first name, we have these are just input, because in target we don't need these two columns, we only need full name, so I am converting this as just only input port. Now order amount, this is also a input port. Okay, now we have to calculate first name and full name, and then order amount with dollar symbol. So I am adding a port, giving it name to it O underscore full name, changing position to 55, default it is 10. This is our output port, so I am on uncheck input port. Here default value is there, means if this value is coming as null, then this default value will be populated in the target. I am erasing this. This is validating whether the value is proper or not. Click OK. Now in the expression we will write the formula to calculate full name. So here we can use functions, concatenate function, concat function, or we can directly use double pipe concatenate. So to do that, go to ports, take first name, double pipe, then space, then double pipe, then last name. So validate this, means this formula is correct. Click OK. Click OK. Now I have to calculate order amount with dollar symbol. Now I am here showing how to use variable ports also. So for this I will use variable port. What is a variable port? Variable port actually store intermediate value, means for any calculation we need some data not in output but need further for calculation, then we will store that value in variable port. So here I am showing you use a variable port. Here I am writing order amount. So as dollar symbol will be added, so it will be converted to string. This is select variable port and write formula here. Click OK. Now this is stored, this calculated value will be stored in this, but to take this value in output we have to create an output port. Let's go. This name is not stack. So I have selected output port this. Now in the expression this, go to port and select V order amount, validate this, click OK. So expression transformation has been created. Now connect this expression in these outputs to the corresponding ports of target. And save it. Now the mapping is created. So if we want to do some additional tasks, then I am showing what additional information I am going to show you. In source qualifier, if you go and open it, go to properties, you will see there SQL query. It will be used when we form our custom query and we want to use that custom query to fetch source record. Then we will create this custom query, and then that custom query will be pasted here. Then next one is user defined join. This is used when two or more sources are joined, then that join condition is defined here. This is source filter. Here if we want to apply any filtration logic to fetch source record, then that filtration logic will be written here. These three fields are written as we used in same format as we use it in Oracle SQL. So number of sorted port means if we provide 3, means first 3 ports, according to first 3 ports data will be sorted. Tracing level, this will be, I will show you this at the time of debugging. Generally it is always keep it as normal. Select testing. If duplicate rows are there, then if we check this button, then record will be fetched. SQL. If we want to execute any custom SQLs, then before starting this mapping, then we will write that custom SQL here. Means custom SQL may be a select query, maybe a delete query, maybe a proc execution, etc. PostSQL is same like PSQL, but it will be executed after the mapping is succeeded. Rest of the things are not needed. Click OK, and same kind of things are there in target. Go to properties, reject truncate overflow rows, means if target contains, if I have value contains data which is will not be inserted in target table, then that data will be rejected. Update overwrite, this will be used if you want to update any record based on this data, then the update query you can use here. Table name prefix, here we can give schema name. Here my case is it is called PSQL, same like a PSQL and PostSQL as it is in source qualifier, but different is that this will be executed in target database and that will be executed in, for source qualifier that will be executed in source database. Target table name, if you want to give that table name here, then you can give it here. Save it and then validate it. So mapping is valid. Now go to workflow manager. To run this mapping, we have to create a session and a workflow. So go to workflow designer, click on workflow, create. Rest of the things are taken by default, so no need to change anything. Click OK. Now want to create a session. Go to task, create session, give a session name. Normal format is age_mapping name. Now create. Here you have to select the mapping name for this session. So I am selecting this mapping name as create done. So session has been created. Now have to link up these two. So here it is, here the link task. Click on that and connect these two. Now double click on session, the session properties. Here fail print if this task is failed, means if the session will be failed, then workflow will also be showing that the workflow has been failed. And fail print if this task don't run, this is also when if this task is not run, then the workflow will be shown as failed. You check it or uncheck it depending on your requirement. In general property, no need to do any change here. Configure object, no need to change anything. Go to mapping. Here source, target and expressions transformations are there. So we go to source. Here it's relational, but database connection name have to provide here, but we have not created any database connection yet. So leave it is, go to connection, create relational, type select Oracle, name Oracle, and provide here username, connection train, provide the service name. Just changing the name to underscore system. Click OK. So connection has been created. Now close it. Now double click on session, go to mappings, click on source qualifier. From drop down select Aura system and go to below. Here in the source table provide the owner name, means schema name. No need to provide source table name as we have already imported this source table, so it will automatically take source table name. If you have created source table manually, you can provide here source table name. Similarly, go to target, select from drop down target load type, convert it to normal, leave other as it is. Here we already have given table its name in mapping, so no need to provide that again. You can give it here also if you have not provided it in mapping, and click OK and save it. So session also created. Now how to run it. So right click on this window and click start workflow. So here it start running and it succeeded. If we double click on this session or right click on it and get run properties, we will get the run details, task details, when this task has been started and when ended, and source target statistic, how much source data has been fetched and how much target has been in how much rows has been inserted in target. So go to table and check if the mapping is giving desired output or not. Click here first name and last name, and here dollar and then amount. This is a very simple mapping. So using this is the format of creating mapping and session on workflow. Using this form logic, we can implement any kind of mapping, any complex mapping. Follow the next videos. There I will show you different complex mappings.